Congratulations on wanting to find out more about what slow motion, high intensity strength training is. I'm one of the personal trainers here at the Perfect Workout in our Huntington Beach studio, and today I'm going to go through the Fast Fitness at Home training manual and give you a little visual of what the exercises will look like as you read through the manual as well to do these exercises at home. The first exercise that we're going to do is the wall squat with the ball, and that is on page 9 of your manual. You can use a soccer ball, a volleyball, you can get a Swiss ball, and what you want to do is put it on the wall, get the ball to about the mid-back, and you're slowly going to walk out, and you're going to bend down nice and slow. You want to make sure that the knees are not over the toes, and then really slow coming back up. And again, we want that 10 seconds to come down and 10 seconds to come back. This is working your upper legs, it's also working your back and your butt muscles as well too. Really slow, 10 seconds down and then 10 seconds back up. As you're pushing up, push through the heels, using those quad muscles. What you want to make sure is when you come all the way up, do not straighten your legs and take the work off the muscles. Keep them bent a little bit. And then nice and slow, come back down. And you want to do this until you hit that muscular failure or muscle success, complete muscle exhaustion, and keep working the muscles. The next exercise that we're going to do is the pull over with the dumbbell, and that is on page 11. And to grab your dumbbell, what you want to start with is your back on the stool or chair, whatever you have, or if you have a bench. You want to hold the dumbbell right over your chest, and then nice and slow, you want to bring it down over your head, lower it back. You want to go just low enough till you feel a stretch, and then nice and slow, that 10 seconds again, pulling right back up. This is working your upper and middle back, also your chest and your triceps. And then nice and slow, just bring it right back up to the front over your chest, and then nice and slow coming right back. You want to make sure to keep a little bit of bend in the elbows. Good. Don't overstretch as you come all the way down. And then really slow, 10 seconds, pulling all the way back up. And you want to keep your hips nice and still too. Try not to move your hips up and down. Good. And then nice and slow, keep the elbows bent. Slowly lowering down, 10 seconds coming down. Good, come down till you feel it stretch, but don't overstretch. Keep the hips nice and straight, and then nice and slow, 10 seconds, pulling right back up. And again, you want to go to that muscle failure, muscle success, or complete muscle fatigue. Good, and just keep pushing yourself straight through. Next is the chest press on page 12. So just find your spot on the floor, grab a mat, and have your dumbbells. It's nice and slow. You're going to lean back. You're going to start with your arms right on the floor, and then nice and slow, you're going to push straight up. This is working the chest muscles, also the shoulders, and the triceps, the back of the arms. And then nice and slow, you want that 10 seconds to come right back down. You want to make sure you keep the weight over your chest. Don't bring it up over your face. Over the chest will keep the chest muscles working, shoulders working, triceps working. And then nice and slow, 10 seconds to push back up, and then 10 seconds to come back down. You want to make sure when you're coming down, you come all the way down till the back of the arms just lightly touch the floor, and then really slow coming right back up. The weight should always be in motion on the way up and on the way down. And as you come up, you want to keep a slight bend in the elbows. Don't straighten the elbows the whole way. This keeps them from resting, and it also keeps the tension on the muscles. When you keep that tension on the muscles, it will keep them working without giving them a chance to rest, and that will make this exercise more effective. The bicep curl on page 13 is next. So what you're going to do, find a seat, get your dumbbells, and you want to start with your arms in the down position. You want to keep the elbows pinched into the side. So you keep them fixed right at the rib cage so they don't move. And then nice and slow, as the elbows are fixed into the side, you want to slowly squeeze, working your biceps and your forearms right here. Nice and slow, all the way up as far as you can, and then nice and slow coming back down. Again, you want that 10 seconds coming up and 10 seconds coming down. And then right here, we're going to go right up again, nice and slow coming up. And remember that you want to keep those elbows pinched into the sides right there, right at the rib cage. Don't let them move. And you're going to squeeze right here at the top. And if you're doing that squeeze right, that should be a little challenging. And then nice and slow coming back down. You want to make sure that you're not swinging around, not moving forward or backwards, keeping the back up nice and straight, elbows pinched into the sides right there. And again, going to that muscle failure. Nice and slow. Feel it burning, squeezing at the top, and then nice and slow returning it back down to the starting position, keeping the elbows pinched into the sides. The overhead tricep extension is next. So go ahead and grab your dumbbell, and this is going to work the back of your upper arms right here, the triceps. Have a seat. You want to grab the dumbbell with both hands and start with it right over your head. You want to keep the elbows pinched in real close to your ears, and then nice and slow, you want to slowly lower down. You want to go down as low as you can so you feel a nice stretch, and then really slow, 10 seconds right here, to push the weight right back up. Really squeezing the triceps, and then nice and slow, turn around right there, coming right back down. Again, making sure not to overstretch, keep the elbows pinched in by the ears, go as low as you can, don't overstretch, and then nice and slow, really slow with that turnaround right there. And then nice and slow, pushing all the way. Make sure you have a firm grip on the dumbbell, you don't want to drop it on your head. Good, working the back of those arms. And then nice and slow, last one right here, and pushing right back up. And again, you want to go until you hit that muscle failure. Good work. The next exercise is going to be the Superman on page 15. This is going to work the butt muscles. It's also going to work the hamstrings. It's going to work your lower back, your upper back, and also your neck. So you just want to lie on your mat. And what you want to do is put the arms straight out in front of you. You want to lift them up off the ground, feel your back, your spine starting to curve. And as it curves, you want to lift your legs up as well, squeezing the butt muscles. You want to come all the way up to the top, as far as you can, lift your arms and legs off the ground, squeezing, and then nice and slow. You want to come right back down. As you come down, you still don't want to rest. You want to just barely come down and touch, and then nice and slow, come right back up. Squeezing again, trying to lift your arms and your legs off the ground as tight as you can, squeezing the low back, squeezing right here, and then nice and slow coming back down. Good. If you need a little bit more of a challenge, go ahead and get some ankle weights and put them on your ankles. That'll give it a little bit more challenge if you don't hit muscle failure in 6 reps. And then nice and slow right here, coming right back down. And if you still need a little bit more challenge after that, as you come up right here, reaching your arms out straight in front of you, legs straight behind you, lift them up as high as you can, squeezing. Hold that squeeze up here a little bit longer. Keep squeezing, and hold it as long as you can. Eventually you'll maybe get strong enough where you can hold this squeeze for the full 2 minutes. And then nice and slow coming back down. And if you still need a little bit more extra intensity on that, try doing this exercise right after doing the wall squat. It really did, both the exercises really work that butt, and it'll make the second exercise more challenging for the butt muscles. Next is the abdominal crunch on page 16. This is going to help work the ab area, the tummy area. So lay down on your mat. You want to bring your heels in as close to your butt muscle as you can. You want to place your hands behind your head. You want to put your fingertips, your hands right behind your head to help support the weight of your head as you do this. Cup your hand and just gently let them touch your head. And then nice and slow, you want to use your ab muscles, focus on using these muscles right here, to lift you right up. You want to aim for getting your shoulder blades as high off the ground as you can. Really squeeze in the ab muscles. Good, and right here, when you think you can't squeeze anymore, just squeeze a little bit further. Really focus on squeezing those muscles, and then nice and slow, returning back to the starting position. You want to come all the way down, still focus on keeping those muscles nice and tight. And again, repeating that, coming right back up off the floor. Squeezing those abs, make sure you're using the abs. Hands are just supporting the head, squeezing, and when you think you can't squeeze anymore, squeeze a little bit more. Feel those abs holding nice and tight, and then nice and slow coming back down. If this is too much resistance, you can cross your hands over your chest, and then nice and slow. Still keep coming up, squeezing, crossing your hands creates just a little bit lighter resistance, and then nice and slow coming back down. And you want to make sure you really keep focusing on using the abs to do all the work. Don't let any of the other muscles help. Squeezing nice and tight. Keep squeezing and squeeze just a little bit more. Good, nice work, and then nice and slow come back down. And again, make sure you're doing that till muscle failure as well. Okay, and last is the calf raise on page 17. What you want to do is find a stool or a stable footstool. A stair would work. And what you want to do is step up on the raised surface, put the ball of your foot on the surface. You want to have the weight in the same hand as the leg. You're going to come all the way up, and then to start, what you want to do is nice and slow. Lower that heel back down, the one that's hanging off the edge, till you feel a nice stretch, and then nice and slow. You're going to take 10 seconds to push right back up. Try to get all the way to the top of the tippy toes, and then nice and slow come down. Be very careful down here at the bottom when you're getting that nice stretch, not to bounce, and go slowly and carefully and turn around and pushing right back up, taking that 10 seconds. And you want to do enough repetitions until you hit that muscle failure. Once you've hit that muscle failure, go ahead and switch legs. Make sure you do enough repetitions on the other leg as well too to hit that muscle failure. Good. And after you do 2 reps, you can really focus on, as you're coming down to that lower turnaround, really emphasize that stretch right here. The muscles are warmed up enough at that point, and then nice and slow as you're pushing up, get that squeeze right there in the top position. And then nice and slow come back, and again go into a muscle failure on both legs. And there you have completed a slow motion, high intensity workout at home. Thank you for helping us revolutionize the way people work out, and congratulations on your first start to a new body. Thank you.